another episode of Premiere Thursday. Thank you very, very much for joining me. This episode, as many others, will be very high quality content, and it will be in cooperation with the Premiere Thursday collaboration team or collective, which is a collective of small channels such as Glober Mom and Dutch Heretic and me, Ivy, the channel named me, Ivy. That is a very interesting channel. So check out the my playlist and the official Premiere Thursday playlist, which contains links to contains all the videos of said Thursday, whichever Thursday it is. It's updated and contains all the lists. Check it out. Some creatures live in the wild. Some creatures do not. The creatures who do not live in the wild, two of them live here at my place, in my studio. These are my co-hosts. My co-hosts. This is Stefan. Stefan is a hedgehog. He lives in a watering can. The second, the wildest beast that doesn't live in the nature is Bertil. Bertil is furry and cuddly, and he likes you. And I like you. Bye. Once again, I would like to remind you to check the links in the description box below. There you can actually find all kinds of fun links, such as Patreon. I would like to have a shout out to my patron, Flems. You'll find all kinds of interesting stuff there. Go check the link. There's also a PayPal link there also for more one-time donation if you do not wish to go and pledge for a monthly donation on Patreon. However, there are plenty of fun things you can find on Patreon in the different tiers. So please go check it out. Check also the links. The other links, there are playlist links to my previous content and the current content that I produce. Culture Corner on Monday. I've got History with Haiti on Fridays, and I've got Premiere Thursday content almost every Thursday coming up. So please check the links. There's my email address, of course, and the links to my Discord servers, my channel Discord server, Heidi's Corner, and then LGBT plus safe space server, which both are absolutely amazing. My moderators, admins, other members, absolutely fantastic. Just go check it out. It's really worth your while to go there and check it out. But now, please thumbs up, thumbs down, and subscribe and tickle the notification bell so you can get notifications for my future content. Let's carry on. So, an update video really to a previous video that I've made on my channel. as a part of Monday News series. Um, this video was made in, or came out, was made public on June 12th of this year. It's about, of course, the banning of conversion therapy in Canada. Back then, it had just been halted, the process, and the video in question is, so this here is the video I was talking about. As you can see, it's July 12th this year. Look at that face. Well, what a weirdo. Okay, and here is I was reading an article from Deutsche Welle. It's a German magazine. Okay, so and you can see that at that time I had 55 subscribers, and I've grown from there quite a bit by almost 30. But anyway, going forward, at this point, in time, the video, at the time of filming, it had just gone for a summer break. The government was on summer break or something, and they had elections in between and all that kind of shit. But there has been an update. So just on December 7th of this year, which was the December 7th was last week, Tuesday at the time of filming. It was the last week Tuesday, so this is less than a week old news. So I wanted to do an update on this. So basically what the article is saying, that conversion therapy, and I quote, and this is from ctvnews.ca, okay, and we have conversion therapy will soon be banned across Canada after Senate agreed to the expedited bill C4 on Tuesday, which would have been last week Tuesday, December 7th. So there have been two failed attempts over the past few years, but now it's all done. It's in both houses of the parliament. It's gone. It's passed now with flying colors. No one objected, and now it's just waiting for the royal. What is it? Royal assent. Yes, is the term used in this case, because the head of state, for those who do not know, the head of state of the Canadian head of state is the British monarch, which is now Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. So this bill has been reworked a number of times, by no less two times that is being taken into the Canadian Parliament. As we see here, and I quote, Bill C4 proposes to outright prohibit both adults and children from being subjected to harmful conversion therapy practices through 4 new criminal code offenses, including making it a crime punishable by up to 5 years in prison to cause another person to undergo conversion therapy. And that is absolutely fabulous that it's going to be this far-reaching, I would say. And it goes on to say that it includes wider-reaching vocabulary of what constitutes conversion therapy than what the federal government attempted to pass in the last parliament, and expands beyond the past proposal, which focused on outlawing the use of the practice against children and non-consenting adults. And at this point, I should probably add the definition of what conversion therapy what is it. And this article here goes on to define it as follows. Conversion therapy, as it has been called, seeks to change a person's sexual orientation to heterosexual or gender identity to cisgender. It can include seeking to repress someone's non-heterosexual attraction, or repressing a person's gender expression or non-cis identity. These practices can take various forms, including counseling and behavioral modification, and they have been proposed by numerous and they have been opposed by numerous health and human rights groups. And that it has been, and including World Health Organization. And here it says what I was talking about in my previous video. It was held up in Senate, which is, I believe, the upper chamber of the Canadian Parliament, at the end of the 43rd Parliament, and died when the federal elections was called. And at the time, Conservative senators expressed concerns about the bill and said it merited a fulsome study in the fall. But as it turns out, even the Conservatives decided to go on board with it. Okay, and this is what actually surprised me, really, because in the 43rd Parliament, I would have assumed that if the Conservatives received the same amount of representatives in Senate, in the both houses of the Parliament, or both chambers of the Parliament, the Conservatives would have turned it down this after the federal elections. But that turned out not to be the case, which is quite surprising to me, actually. It says here that after campaigning on the promise to reintroduce this legislation within the first 100 days of a new mandate, Justice Minister David Lametti tabled the reworked bill on November 29th, which was about a week, a bit over a week, Monday 2 weeks ago, to the table. And as I take it, Justice Minister David Lametti is a conservative, or represents the Conservative Party. And here we have it. Okay, and then going forward, that day the Parliament vowed to the LGBTQ2+ community that this time would be different, voicing optimism in cross-party support. Both Conservatives and New Democrats pledged in the last campaign to also pass the bill if elected, with the issue becoming a political wedge, given more than half of Conservative MPs voted against the ban in June. That is why I assumed that if the Conservatives gained majority in these federal elections in Canada, I feared and I assumed that the Canadian Parliament would not take this bill up again, or even if they did, even if the opposition took this up, they likely wouldn't have been able to get this bill through to the stage of passing in Senate and going into the stage of requesting, having it sent for royal assent. But who knew? Who knew what would really happen after all? Politics can surprise you positively as well sometimes, So what surprised me here the most is that everyone worked in this together. The entire across the board, both liberals and conservatives, it was just it was just went, bring it on the table, short discussion, vote. Almost everyone, it was pretty much unanimous, the vote. For the love of me, I just can't remember the figures, but it was unanimous. Okay. So here it goes on to say, expecting the Senate would want to take on a more fulsome study, the government was asking that it be mindful of not re-traumatizing survivors of conversion therapy who have previously testified about the impacts being subjected to it has had on their lives. Still, passing the bill without hearing from any witnesses could mean those with concerns about the legislation could look to challenge the law once it comes to force, which I highly doubt, because this was, even if it came back, even if someone challenged it, I don't believe there is a standing chance that this would really, the challenge would go absolutely anywhere, because it's constitutional. Okay. And then the Mr. Lametti goes on, finishes up by saying, those kinds of arguments helps us to justify, according to the structure of our Canadian Charter, helps us to justify and defend what we're doing. So I think we can now defend it. I think we can defend it successfully, and I am proud of where we've landed on it, he said. Bill C4 has now become the first bill to fully pass the 44th Parliament. Thank you for watching until the end of this video. Please check the links down in the description box. There will be playlist links, season 1 to 3, history with Haiti, etc., etc. There will be links to my PayPal and Patreon. And once again, shout out to my patron, Flems. Very, very big thank you for you. Very kind of you to join my Patreon crew. I hope to see many others joining there as well. And now it's time to just tell you or show you goodbyes to my co-hosts, Stefan, and of course, Bertil. Only Moomin forefather co-host on the entire internet, but isn't he the best? Okay, I will see you on the next episode of my videos. Until then, bye bye, take care. So that was it for this week's premiere Thursday. I will see you. This will go out the same week. This has been filmed the same week as it goes out. So this week, this will go out on December 16th, and I will see you after this video. I will see you live on Friday the 17th. Okay, and I love you. See you then.